Welcome back to NT Coins World, the place where small change tells big stories. Today, we're about to uncover the surprising value hidden in two Roosevelt dimes that many collectors overlook. But if you know what to look for, they could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands. So make sure you stay tuned as we break down two exciting coins that might just be sitting in your collection right now. And remember, even coins in fine condition, those with just a little wear from circulation, can pack a serious punch in the collector's market if they feature the right traits. Let's jump into the fascinating story of the 1970 Roosevelt dime. The 1970 Roosevelt dime was struck during a transitional time in American coinage. By this point, silver had been completely removed from circulating dimes and clad compositions were firmly in place. These copper-nickel coins were mass-produced and expected to serve as everyday change. However, despite what might seem like a common year and a high overall mintage, certain key factors elevate specific 1970 dimes into the realm of the extraordinary. In fine condition, which reflects modest wear from circulation with most details still visible, the coin generally trades for its face value. But things change dramatically when you look at varieties and mint eras. To begin, it's important to note the mintage. In 1970, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 345 million Roosevelt dimes, and the Denver Mint added more than 754 million. So how could any of these coins possibly be rare? The key lies in anomalies, production errors, rare die varieties, and minting quirks that were never intended to be released. The 1970 Roosevelt dime holds interest for collectors primarily due to its scarce proof variety, specifically the 1970 No S proof dime. While not a circulation coin, this variety was mistakenly struck without the S mint mark on the proof coins intended only for collectors. Only a few are known to exist, and they can sell for up to $50,000 to $70,000 depending on the quality and certification. Now, while our focus here is on a circulated 1970 dime in fine condition, there's still potential if the coin contains certain die varieties or mint errors. One sought-after error is the off-center strike. These happen when the blank planchet is not properly seated in the press, causing part of the design to be missing and the coin to look slightly crescent-shaped. Even a 10% off-center strike on a 1970 Roosevelt dime can fetch between $100 and $300. And the more dramatic the error, the higher the price. A 50% off-center strike where Roosevelt's portrait is partially missing but the date is visible could easily command $800 or more depending on market demand. Another highly collectible error is the double die obverse DDO, though no major DDoS are officially recognized for the 1970 dime. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for new discoveries. A strong doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust could easily increase the value of a fine condition coin from face value to several $100s, especially if authenticated by a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. While rare, such errors occasionally emerge and quickly attract attention in the numismatic community. There's also the potential for clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to an error during blank cutting. These can sell for $50 to $150, and when combined with other striking errors, values rise sharply. Then there's the broad strike error, which occurs when the coin is struck without a collar. It results in a larger, flattened coin with a unique shape. Broad struck 1970 Roosevelt dimes in fine condition can bring $80 to $200, and collectors prize them for their distinct appearance. Collectors also look at full bands FB designation, especially in higher grade uncirculated coins, referring to fully separated lines in the torch on the reverse. While not applicable in fine condition, it's worth noting because some dimes with strong details can mislead untrained eyes into thinking they have a rare FB example. If you're lucky enough to find a lightly circulated coin with unusually sharp strike detail, it may warrant closer inspection by a grader. Now let's transition to our second coin today, one that most people wouldn't even glance at twice, the 1989 D. Roosevelt dime. At first glance, This coin appears even more common than the 1970 issue. Minted at the Denver facility, it had a staggering mintage of over 1.3 billion coins. That's right, over 1 billion dimes were struck that year from Denver alone. And that, to most collectors, spells one word: common. But not so fast, because buried among those billions are dimes with dramatic errors and valuable traits that make them worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. Let's begin with a quick overview. The 1989 D dime in fine condition typically has light circulation wear, but the design is still clearly visible. These coins are often found in everyday change and are generally not considered collectible unless they present unusual characteristics. But again, the exception lies in the errors. One of the most notable and valuable errors on the 1989 D dime is the double-struck error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once in the press. If both strikes are visible and well separated, values can range from $300 to $1,500 depending on how dramatic the doubling appears. A coin where Roosevelt's head appears twice, or where parts of the reverse are duplicated, fetches immediate attention from error collectors. There are also examples of misaligned die errors, where one die, usually the obverse, strikes the coin slightly off from the reverse die. This results in part of the rim being thicker or showing a shadow-like effect. While minor examples might sell for $15 to $25, a significant misalignment can elevate the value into the $100 to $250 range, especially if the date remains clearly visible. Another collectible error is the die clash, where the dies strike each other without a plancher in between, causing ghostly images from one side to appear on the other. Die clash errors on 1989-D dimes are uncommon, and if you find one with clearly visible clash marks, such as Roosevelt's profile appearing faintly on the reverse torch, that could push the value toward $200 to $400 depending on clarity and severity. Perhaps the most intriguing possibility is finding a transitional error or plancher mix-up. Though not officially recognized for the 1989 D dime, collectors have discovered examples from other years where coins were mistakenly struck on foreign or incorrect metal blanks. If a 1989 D dime were discovered struck on a copper penny plancher or even on a foreign coin blank, it could be worth $2,000 to $5,000, sometimes more, if the error is extremely rare and well documented. While we're discussing value, it's critical to emphasize authentication. The difference between a 10-cent dime and a $10,000 rarity is often a matter of expert verification. Coins like these, especially with errors, should always be graded and slabbed by PCGS, NGC, or ANACS. Washington Quarters creates a market where even fine-condition coins can be highly desirable if they show the right anomalies. Both of today's coins, the 1970 and the 1989 D Roosevelt Dimes, serve as reminders that even the most ordinary coins can carry extraordinary stories. Whether it's a dramatic mint error, a rare die variety, or a proof coin missing its mint mark, the potential value can skyrocket from a few cents to tens of thousands of dollars. So next time you go through your pocket change, take a closer look. You might just be holding the next big discovery in Roosevelt dime history. Thanks for watching NT Coins World, where every coin tells a story and some dimes can bring in the dollars. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next rare find we uncover. And let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a valuable Roosevelt dime, or if you're checking your change right now. Until next time, happy collecting.